Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Firenza, aka the girl with big KL. I'm back with another video, but before we get started, y'all know what to do. Go ahead and click that subscribe button and hit the notification button next to it so that you can get notified when I post new videos. Okay, so today I am going to do something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and that is give y'all a nice little quick tutorial on how to apply falsies. If you're interested in knowing how to, this is not an easy thing. Like, putting on lashes is not an easy process, and so I'm here to help y'all out. I'm here to help out all my sisters and brothers who are interested in learning how to apply false lashes. It does take practice. It's not just one of those things that you know, just do perfectly every time. Sometimes I have to put on my lashes 2 and 3 times before I get it right. So I'm just going to tell you guys my technique that has sort of helped me to perfect doing this in a shorter period of time. And yeah, so if you're interested in seeing how I put my lashes on, keep watching. Okay. So there are a few things that are sort of a must when you're putting lashes on. And then there are a couple of things that are sort of like optional. You don't necessarily have to use them, but I am going to recommend that you do. So the first thing that you're gonna need is obviously lashes. These are the Kiss Faux Mink lashes in the style Gala. I really love these lashes. They are sort of dramatic, but not so dramatic that you're like, oh my God. I discovered these by actually applying them to a client, and they were beautiful. So I was like, I need to go back and try those for myself. And so I did. The second thing that you're absolutely gonna need is lash glue. This is the Duo Lash Glue in it's the one with vitamins. So they have several with different like writing on the packaging. So they have the white box with the green writing, the white box with the red writing, and then the orange writing. This is the one with the green writing. It is brush on. They do have tubes as well, the kind of you just kind of squeeze out. I don't like using those because they can be super messy. And if you don't know what you're doing, it just is a disaster. So I prefer this just because it's easier to apply, and this one actually dries clear. The other thing that I highly recommend using, not necessary but definitely highly recommend, is the mascara. This is the Superhero Mascara by It Cosmetics, which is one of my newest faves. Yeah, this stuff is the bomb. Highly recommend it. But you're gonna need mascara because it really helps you to blend your natural lash into the falsie, but it also disguises any like product that you've gotten on your lashes while you're putting on your full face and, you know, all that stuff. So highly recommend using mascara when you're applying lashes. The other thing is a eyeliner. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a felt tip eyeliner like this one is, or even a liquid eyeliner, a gel eyeliner, pencil. It doesn't have to be any of those specifically. Whatever works best for you. The reason why I use these use this is because it really does help to hide the band of my lash, especially if I am not wearing any eyeshadow like I will be today. So highly recommend using this, but you don't necessarily have to. It is very possible to apply lashes without any eyeliner or anything on your eyes. And then the final thing that is optional but sort of not it really just depends on how skilled you are at this, but a lot of people do just use their fingers and they don't necessarily need tweezers, but tweezers are definitely a good tool to use when you are applying false lashes, just because it helps with the control. It helps you to you know, helps you to push the lash closer to your lash line, which I'm going to show you how I do in a second. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is just take the lashes off of the little plastic piece, right? So one thing to know is the lashes are on here as they should go on your eye. So this is the right eye, this is the left eye. These particular lashes get a little bit shorter in the corner, in the inner corner of your eye, and get longer on the outer corner. That's kind of how you can know which lash is what, but there are some that don't do that, and I would just say the rule of thumb is whichever side it's on is the eye that it should go on. So one thing that I didn't mention that you know could use if you wanted to is a pair of scissors. I have shears that I use to cut all of my lashes for my clients and so on and so forth, so you can use that. The way that I typically measure them is just take the lash without any glue or anything, take it straight off the pack and just put it right on my lash line, right? And what I'm checking for when I'm doing that is if this lash is going to be too long or too short for my lid, right? And you're really just using your eyelid to determine that. What I can say is if you have a lash that's too short, it's gonna look crazy. If you have one that's too long, it's gonna be very uncomfortable and it still will look crazy. So when I say long, I don't necessarily mean the length of the hair, but rather the length of the band. Another really, I think, important thing to know about choosing lashes is they have lashes that have a smaller band that can be a little bit more difficult to work with, especially when you put the glue on it. And then you have ones that have a really thick band, which can also be very difficult because then the band can be stiff. And then you have sort of ones that are in the middle, which I think this one is. It's not too thick, it's not too thin, but it also is pretty flexible, like it moves around, so it makes it easier to work with. After you've measured it and made sure that it was actually the length of your eye that you want, then you're just going to take your lash glue and you are going to, you can also hold this between the tweezers too, but I prefer to use my hand, and you're just going to brush on the adhesive. And the way that you're doing it is actually, I don't know if you guys can see that, but you're actually only putting it on the band of the lashes. You want to avoid putting it on the actual lashes themselves. Sometimes it's a little hard to do, but as much as you can, try not to get it on the lashes. One thing a tip when you are using adhesive on lashes is you want to make sure that there is a good amount on the outer corners, because those are the first to lift up always. So if those are not coming up, then you should be good money. But if they are, then you're gonna look crazy. I can almost guarantee you that. All right, so once you've got enough lash glue, this is sort of what it looks like. This is actually a lot, and it also looks like more on camera than it does in real life. But you are going to wait probably about 30 seconds. So I kind of just fan it. You do not want to, I see so many people doing like blowing on your lashes. Do not do that. That is very unsanitary. You're getting like spit and whatever bacteria is in your mouth on your lashes, and then you got to put that on your eye. Nah, you don't want to do that. So you're gonna take, you're gonna let it dry because you want it to get tacky. If it's tacky, then that means that it's gonna stick onto your eyelid, but it'll still allow you to move it around should you need to. So you just put mascara on as usual. And I do this again because if I put my foundation on, I likely have foundation on my lashes, and I want to make sure that they don't look crazy. So while I wait for that to dry, I'm also going to take my felt tip liner, and I'm going to just draw a very thin line on my lid. All right, so I'm going to check my lashes, my lash glue. You'll be able to tell that it dries because it gets a little clear. You can't really see on camera, but it is a little bit more clear than what it was before. Again, it dries clear. So here's the key. You're going to take your lashes and you're going to put them, you're going to grab them sort of in the middle with your tweezers, right? And you're going to look down into your mirror. So I have my mirror down here. I'm going to keep it down here and look down. And the key is to place it right where you want it to be positioned, as close to your lash line as possible. All right, so you haven't put anything else down yet. So then I take my tweezers and I apply the ends because the middle is already applied. All right, so then this is the part that I think is super important but can get a little tricky, is taking your tweezers and just pushing down the lashes until they meet your actual lashes. So you can do it sort of in sections. So I'm going to start with the end, the middle, and then the corner. And sometimes with the thicker lashes, the thicker bands, because I said they're a little bit more inflexible, one side will come up as you're pushing down the other. Don't worry about that, because you're going to go ahead and push down the other side too. Just make sure that you're gentle and not pushing it, you know, being like super hard with the lash. So yeah, and so then to follow that up, I then take my mascara again and I just use it to blend my lash with the falsie. Alright, so this is the final look. Sometimes you do have to go over your lashes with or go over the band again with a liquid eyeliner or your pencil eyeliner, whatever it is that you use to put the first line down. You may have to go over it just to disguise the band a little bit more. But a couple things that I wanted to talk about with lashes. It's really important that you get the right type of lash for your eye. If you have a really big eye, you probably don't want to use a more natural looking lash, because it's not going to look like you have anything on your eye, unless that's the look that you're going for. I get that. Respect. But if you are someone with small eyes, you definitely don't want to get a super gaudy lash, because then it's just going to close your eyes up. You may want to stick with something that is a little bit more wispy, which means that it is not as much volume, it's more feathery, which is what these are, or a more natural looking lash. So that's super important, choosing the right lash for your eye. The other thing is you can wear lashes more than one time. So I probably have worn these lashes about 5 times at this point. I would say you don't want to wear them any more than 10 times. That may even be pushing it a little bit, just because you can't, you know, it's really hard for you to clean lashes. And when you do clean them, it's just a lot. So they are disposable for a reason. They usually are between, I would say, $3 and $10 from the drugstore, but if you are paying a little bit more from like those expensive lash companies, you're probably going to pay upwards of like $30, in which case those lashes you may be able to wear a little bit more than 10 times. But regardless, you're getting your money's worth, I think, from being able to rewear the lashes. Just make sure that you have a clean surface that you can put them on when you're done wearing them, and you're storing them in a clean place where there's not a lot of, you know, debris or like bacteria that's going to get on them. So I hope that this was helpful. If you guys want to see more tutorials, or if you have questions about this lash tutorial, make sure you comment in the comment section below. And make sure you follow me on Instagram at @thegirlwbighair, and make sure you check out my other videos. I just posted one last week, so check it out and let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.